Hey, I'm here with Mike Hayes from Chevrolet, and we're driving the new 2020 Bolt EV.
Yep.
I like it.
It's great. $250 miles, 259 miles of range on a full charge.
And you told me it's 10%, about 10% more than the 2019 in terms of range.
Correct. Previous model year was 238 miles of range, and now it's nearly 10% more at 259.
That can get you pretty far. Like, I live in Texas, so I'd go from Austin to Dallas and then some.
Yeah. Yeah, the average commute in the United States daily is about 40 miles, So, yeah, 259 miles, that's more than enough to cover your average commute, and then every stop in between.
I'm lucky because I don't really have a commute.
Yeah, working from home helps.
Yeah, but if I did, so we just took this to a park here in the Tacoma area in Washington. It's beautiful, fall colors.
Yep.
And it's fun to drive. We put it in low,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And which allows you to do one pedal driving. So accelerate, brake.
Yep.
Take your foot off the brake, and you learn the technique, and Mike called it feathering, so that you're not, as soon as you take your foot off the gas, see?
Yeah, accelerator. Yep.
As soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it stops.
Yeah.
So if you take it off easily, you'll come to a slower stop. You hardly ever have to use the brake at all.
Exactly.
Which is pretty amazing. It's very easy. It's stress-free. So if you have knee problems, I would imagine that would be so much easier for you to just drive with one pedal than to go back and forth.
Yeah, and especially stop and go traffic. It just makes it really convenient as you're going, just to know you're in full control. Just using an accelerator, press down to go fast, let up, slow down, come to a full stop.
Yep. One of the things we were talking about that I think is really interesting is the gamification of the EV, and how people get really excited about their technique and how much efficiency they're gleaning from the vehicle.
For
right?
sure. Yeah. We have energy screens throughout. So in this case, obviously can't see it here. We have the energy detail screen. It'll tell you since your last charge how much energy you used and how far you traveled. You also have your range impact screen. So we call it the 4 T's, but it's going to tell you based on your technique, the terrain, and then the temperature. So interior and exterior. On the settings here, it will be climate settings and outside temperature, but it's going to say based on those 4 key impacts, how are you driving and how efficiently are you driving. And then lastly, your efficiency history. So it's breaking up into 5-mile increments and telling you over the last 50 miles how you've been driving. So hey, for instance, you just drove, you were almost 4 miles per kilowatt hour. That's pretty good efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, you get that satisfaction from these screens, and you think you get like a grade.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm getting the high score.
Yeah, it's a great way to keep track of how you're doing, and then if you have a friend who's also driving a Bolt EV, you can always, to your point, gamify to say who's got that better score.
Right. So you would think, okay, well that makes sense for millennials, Generation Z, the people who are really into gaming.
Yeah.
But also, one thing that we talked about is that the seats are positioned in a way that it's easy to get in and out of the vehicle.
Yep.
So my parents, it wouldn't be hard for them to get in and out.
Right. Yeah, it's designed to be more of a small crossover size, so easy ingress, egress. So as I'm getting in the vehicle, I don't have to kind of get into a very low flung vehicle. I'm just stepping in and out very easily.
And you can see the headroom. Mike is 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm 5'5". I mean, he still has plenty of headroom,
yeah.
So that's impressive. I think some of the things that the female market will love about this Bolt EV is that it's got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Tell me again, what's the total volume?
Yeah, so if you put the rear seats down, it's 56.6 cubic feet, which is plenty to carry if you're going out on a, taking kids to and from practice, so you just got a ton of cargo, a lot of utility, a lot of functionality.
Yeah, you could easily put the seats down and put your pet in the back. You could put a bicycle in the back. You could have skateboards. I mean, there's all kinds of, tons of sports equipment, and it's 60-40 split.
Yep, exactly.
So you could even have one kid in the back and have all their sports equipment too.
Yep.
There's lots of room. It's lots of fun.
2 car seats too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
Yes, 2 car seats, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.